Hi everyone, Sailor Mini Moon, a small moon, little moon, RINI here, and Diana here. And today we're going to talk about folks who don't like me. And I'm not talking about folks who gave me for the bullying of Serena and Sailor Moon R, or some of the riles that me and Serena would have in Sailor Moon R and S and SS, but folks who don't like me due to Sailor Moon S being and me being offshooted with my friendship with Ataru. There's some folks who think it's just way too much, that once Ataru shows up in Sailor Moon S, I'm all over the stead. Well, then keep in mind, when I showed up in Sailor Moon R a year before that, I was mostly all over the stead too, and no one really seemed to care all that much. But folks made a big deal out of it. And then by the time Sailor Moon SS came along, they spent more sagas about me, with Pegasus, his true name, the winged horse, his true name was Helios, but we didn't know what his name was at the time, so that's just what we called him because that's what he looked like. And a lot of folks scape that and say, why is RINI and Helios got to be all over the stead? Why are most sagas about her and Helios and things like that? Well, I don't got the answer for you. All I can come up with is that need be, it was in the books. Need be in the drawing books, Helios was all over the stead, and I was too. Or need be Toei just took some freedoms. Or need be someone at Toei thought that I needed more self-growth and thought that me hanging out with Ataru before we learned Ataru was Sailor Saturn, Sailor Ringworld, and me hanging out with Helios, I guess it just wanted me to have more self-growth. I don't know. But no one really seemed to make a big deal about it, because then Sailor Moon SS the film, when I befriended Caribou, and me and Caribou were mostly all over the stead, mostly in that one. But a lot of folks seem to not like me and Helios in almost every saga about me. Well, a lot of the sagas did have something to do with me. But at the same time, there's a lot of sagas that had to do with Serena and Amy and Ray and Lita and Mina as well. Darian's the only one that really didn't get too many sagas about him. I mean, yeah, there was the whole saga about why Darian picked on Serena, or him learning that he was Tuxedo Mask, Evening Wear Hide, and seeking the Kaiser, the folklore, the Kaiserreich Silver Hearse, so he could learn who he was. And then there was the whole breakup saga, the whole nightmares that Darian was having, that Serena would be in harm's way, and the only way he thought that he knew how to keep her well was them to break up. I know, beyond that, he didn't really get that much. And by Sailor Moon S and SS, yeah, there were some sagas where he was in it. A lot of sagas where he was in it. Yeah, because he was Tuxedo Max, he was Evening Wear Hide, he was Aldeling Endymion or Aldeling Darian, and he was always helping us. But there were not really too many sagas about him himself after that. Oh yeah, there may have been one little thing when Helios came to him in a dream and told him that the Earth was sick, so he was also ill due to him and the Earth being bonded together, and that his dream was to watch over those who had dreams and he wouldn't give up on his dreams. And telling Darian that Darian saying that folks will never give up on their dreams. And then Helios telling him, yeah, that it was his dream to watch over those who had those goals and dreams. And I know that he didn't get so much growth after that. So folks are making a big deal about me and Helios here and me and Helios there all over Sailor Moon S. I don't understand it. Do you understand, Diana? Well, no, small lady. I don't really truly understand, RINI, why some folks would make a big deal about it. I mean, a lot of folks would mostly scave a show for not having enough self-growth. And let's be earnest about it. They like to scave the filler, but without the filler, none of the selves, not Amy, not Ray, not Lita, not Mina, not Darian, not you, and hell, not even Amara, Michelle, and Trissa and Taru would have grown if they didn't have all that filler sagas in it. But anyway, why they got irked over you and Helios being around all the time, or why they got irked with you and Ataru being around all the time is beyond me. You know, I can't understand how anyone could watch Sailor Moon, Sailor Moon R, Sailor Moon S, Sailor Moon SS, and then be irked about sagas with you in it. I mean, yeah, you were Serena and Darian's daughter in the upcoming, while being their daughter in the past, and that you were going to be the queen, young Queen Serenity, free with one day or something like that. And I think it was good that you got some self growth there. That you got a lot of sagas that had something to do with you. I mean, when you first showed up in Sailor Moon R, it was about you looking for the Kaiser and Silver Hearse. So that was all you showing up all the time, and then you running away from Serena and the others because you didn't trust them because you learned they were sailor fighters. And later on, later on when you became Wicked Lady and they had to help you see, and God and Jesus had to help you see that you misunderstood misunderstood Serena and Darian, and that you helped you see that Serena and Darian, everybody cared about you. Yeah, and then when you came back in Sailor Moon S, yeah, there weren't so many sagas with you in it. But once Ataru came along, you and Ataru were almost in every saga there was. And same thing with you and Helios. So I didn't understand why folks were all irked and angered over that shit. Forgive my English. I don't understand it all, Diana. I mean, just some folks out there like to scave things. Some folks are like, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. I don't understand. Now, I guess in the drawing books, the funny books, whatever you want to call them, maybe I didn't have self-growth. Maybe I wasn't around all the time. Maybe me and Helios weren't always in every break, every sheet, I guess. Maybe me and Taru weren't around, that much in it. And I know in Sailor Moon Hearst 2 and 3 and Forever and Stars, I was around. And my friendship with Ataru was the same. And my friendship with Helios was the same. But I wasn't around as much as I was in Sailor Moon R and S and SS. Well, I wouldn't worry about it, small lady, Rini, Sailor Mini Moon, Small Moon, Little Moon. Folks are just going to hate. It is what it is. And if some folks don't like it that you and Ataru were around a lot in Sailor Moon S, or you and Helios were around in Sailor Moon SS, they don't have to watch it then. It is what it is. They don't got to watch the Deke or the Pioneer or the Viz one or whatever. They don't got to watch it if they don't like you being around all the time.